Hello, Miss Pink and Lisa, what's up? Hello, Rebecca. Good morning, everybody, or afternoon, depending on where you're at. This is All Signs again. On Wednesdays, I like to focus on what's shifting this week, right? So we've already covered who's coming towards you, and now has anything shifted since? And so I'll be looking at what's coming towards you still in love and how to navigate this energy. We're leaving and we're going into Gemini season tonight, right? Around 8:37 p.m. So Taurus is going to kind of hang on for a little bit longer. Taurus is like, you're not getting rid of me that quickly. So we're still celebrating Taurus season. All right, so I am going to start Aries. These ones I try to, keep it under 2 hours. I really do. I've been getting better at it. So I will start Aries at 2:22 and let everybody come in. Make sure you tell me where you're from. Hi, Christina. Hi, Angel. Lisa, Rebecca. Let me go up. Bernadette. FG, what's up? And FG, you left yesterday. I was going to give you a question. I was like, where's your question? Catch me next time. All right, guys. So I hope you've had a great week so far. Hello, Dory. What's up? It's going to be the coolest name to have, Dory. Let's see. Lewis, what's up? And let's go from Seattle. Nice. That's one place. I've been to Oregon, but Washington, I've just skipped past it. I've been to almost every state. And Washington... And I actually went into Wyoming for a little bit. I got lost. I got scared in Wyoming. But Austria. Oh, my God. Yes. Right. All right, guys. All right, I'm happy. I'm in a good mood. Let's have some good change. We got Gemini season coming in. And Gemini is about to shake some shit up, right? Gemini is going to make things a lot more quirky and fun. And a lot of things to do, lots of things moving, whereas Taurus was like, slow down, give me a minute, let me hang out. All right, so we're starting with Aries now, and we're going to take a look at what's been going on. Now, these ones today, I'm not doing the Aries through Pisces portion. I do that on Mondays, and I also will check in on Fridays with that. But for Wednesdays, keeping it just about this. All right, so Aries. I might have to start Aries at 3:33 because I couldn't stop running my trap. All right, 3:33. That's not bad. Well, threes always remind me of Gemini, so that's a good way to start. Yes, roles can be reversed, right? You pick. There's no gender. Even if I say masculine, feminine, or a female, sometimes, hey, there is a female around you, all right? But it does not mean that. Just look at the archetype of the card. And only take what resonates. Sometimes the whole story doesn't resonate, right? But something in it is for you. You're here for a reason. You might as well get something. All right, Aries. Let's go. Ooh, this card just fell out. All right, King of Wands. So this is like you saying, I'm in charge now, right? I've learned my lesson. I'm on a mission. I'm regrouping, and I'm taking a look at my future here. So this is really important for some of you. You may have been through something that has gotten you to this point where you finally feel like, all right, I'm finished. I'm done with this, and I've conquered it. I've learned all I needed to learn. I've got what I got. And now I'm on a roll. So it looks like your energy is shifting to a more comfortable energy for you. So if you've been dealing with anything, heavy or anything stagnant or limiting you, it seems like you're getting a breakthrough now with that. And you've had to learn a lot. This is your identity right here, the King of Wands. This is you. You may have been tested quite a few times in relationships. And maybe what I feel like is you've given things more chances than maybe necessary, or maybe that you would normally or would have done in the past. But for some reason, you just felt tested, and you were in your confidence. It may have even triggered you a little bit with your confidence. But now I can see here that you got your eyes set on the prize again. And if anything is trying to hold you back, it's like you're releasing here that you get the Hanged Man overall energy the undertow, right? Which tells me that it's like you're naturally just feeling like, look, I'm in this position here and something has to go or something has to change, because otherwise I know I'm changing and I have a vision and I just can't hang on any longer. So if anything's trying to keep you stagnant, and if you're not feeling inspired, especially in this energy, and if conversations with people are limited or testing you constantly, you're going to flare up and your peacock feathers are going to come out. You know, it's like you just don't have the patience naturally for this right now, because you are shifting out of an identity that you've been stuck in. You've been playing a part that it just doesn't fit you anymore. And now you're ready for something new. So let's see what's coming in. I see conversations, news, and starts coming in for you. What a way to start, right? So this is going to be something short, something quick, something that comes in for you this week that brings you insight, right? And that insight can be anything from, all right, I see where this is really going. I'm looking at this through a new lens. Some of you may actually hear something from somebody and it may land for you differently this time. You may actually go, you know, I didn't see that before, but now I'm seeing how that could have, you know, been true, or this could have played out. So an important conversation that is going to change the direction of how you see something, right? And a new perspective. Now, this can also be too that you're just seeing that you're seeing conversations that say a lot. People say a lot, but you're not seeing any action just yet. So I would say right now, you know, trust what's coming in, listen to what's coming in, and maybe observe for a minute and see if anybody is actually going to pick up and take action towards you this week, because that's really what matters. It's not the words now, it's the actual actions. If you're still feeling like you're chasing somebody or you're trying to still, you know, get your point across to something, this here is where it's either going to go or not, right? Because we have a really good energy right now coming in when it comes to love energy too. So this is a really good time to really not only speak your truth, speak from your heart, but also knowing if you're really feeling somebody else is being honest with you and authentic when they're speaking from their heart. So it's going to be hard to not see this. It'll be really, really loud. All right. But I am seeing here, you've got some fresh energy. You have a conversation, you have a declaration. Somebody may finally declare something about a relationship, whether, you know, you knew it was coming or not, or you've been waiting for it and it's going to be exciting. So in love, I don't know why I'm putting the cards all up here, but in love, I'm seeing a promise and change here when it comes to love. You're seeing a very grounded energy, and you're seeing somebody here who just sees you, sees what you're going through, sees what you're up to. This could be somebody that you've been around for a while, you work with, or you have been working on getting to know for a while, right? But it looks like somebody is stepping up. They may be slow, obviously, to move, but the good news is that the energy that we're coming into right now is showing that you may be surprised at how quickly this turns around and turns into something else. So this looks like somebody single and available, and somebody who, you know, analyzes everything before they decide to actually make a move. So it feels like whatever this conversation is that's coming in for you may be, we're on the same page here, you know, and maybe I'm seeing things differently now and we can get something started. So it could be an earth sign. It could even be another fire sign. But it's a very warm person coming your way, and somebody here who is very connected when it comes to working, improving myself, wanting to grow, wanting to have the good life, wanting to, you know, spend money on good things and so forth. So it looks like somebody who's ready for the next step, but somebody like this too can also be a little bit nervous, you know, to give up their independency in a way, because a lot of people feel like they're giving up something when they're just getting into a relationship. And that's just the adjustment period. But I am seeing this is where it's changing. Either somebody this week is saying, you know what, my eyes are on this and we're going to give it a go. Or you're going to be like, look, I'm looking good. I'm feeling good. And I know I can be ready for the next one in line. All right. So be ready to say what you need to say this week, and whatever you've been holding back, it feels like this is going to be, it needs to come out now. It needs to be spoken. And with that being said, it looks like the same energy with somebody in your life. They need to say something and get something off their chest. All right. So let's see for you. I'm seeing the Queen of Pentacles here, being grounded energy, and approaching this from a grounded perspective. It looks like this week, you got a very caring, warm energy too. I am seeing a feminine energy. I'm seeing a masculine energy for you guys. So there could be a few people coming around you this week. You could hear something, a conversation from somebody that is has to do with somebody who's interested in you. So that is something else. It feels close to you because this is a warm energy. It feels like somebody that you've been comfortable around, or you've known before, or you've talked to, and it's been maybe slow moving, like I said, but I am seeing some warmth here, and there is somebody adding to your life here through another person. I almost couldn't get that out. But anything else Aries needs to know for this week? What's shifting? I see the Four of Wands. So there's that home energy I'm getting. This feeling of, support and comfort from your home life, from people that you see every day, from somebody that you consider part of your family, or somebody that you want to be a part of your family. Now, this does give a single parenting type of energy here too as well. It's like somebody coming home or coming back or coming to you this week and taking that next step, all right, to join hands moving forward. So this is about your future, Aries. This is a big love moment for your future. And it could be just getting started, like I said, through somebody else, but it's, it's definitely getting started. All right, Aries, that's what I got for you. A reunion, someone coming home this week, or somebody making plans to come home this week. All right, Taurus. All right, Taurus, Taurus, Taurus. Oops, I always did this again and again and again. Off. Why won't this? No, I don't want the timer off. All right, sorry. All right, Taurus. All right, Taurus, it's still your birthday for a few more hours. So happy birthday. You just went through your reset, and you've been in your energy for a month. So I'm sure it felt like home. It felt pretty comfortable, or some of you felt very stagnant, having to face some of your shadow. Is this what I do? Is this what people talk about? Is this why, or you got a lot of things planted and a lot of things going on, and you've been moving and grooving, all right? Because this is definitely a good energy for you, all right? So let's see what's going on. Maybe you've had a lot of new starts or new, considering. Look at this. I have the Four of Cups here at the bottom of the deck. All right, so it kind of feels like, yeah, it was okay, but I'm still waiting on something. I'm still waiting on that pot of luck, or I'm waiting on that love. I'm still not getting exactly what I want. I still don't feel 100% content. It feels like things have kind of been stagnant here with this energy a little bit when it comes to the love department. Maybe you're needing more. You're needing somebody to show more, somebody to show up more, and be more. Maybe somebody's not realizing how sensitive you've been, right? Maybe you've been kind of holding back. That's a Taurus thing, like not letting somebody know you're moody and you just need a hug. you know, this kind of energy. So it just feels like you're just missing something, or you feel like you're missing out on something, is with this with this energy. All right, so let's see what's going on. The Five of Pentacles, you've been really laying low or hiding something, right? And it could be that you've been struggling with other areas of your life, maybe not feeling 100% secure in yourself or secure in your situation, or especially when it comes to love, maybe you've been feeling a little bit like somebody's been not showing up for you as much. So you may have been taking it personal and thinking, you know, is there something wrong with me? What's going on here? You know, so let's all give Taurus a little bit of hug, a big hug from the universe. All right, so let's see what's shifting though. Look at this. You got the Emperor card. So whatever was in Aries energy, I'm telling you, must be for all of us, because we got a lot of Aries energy going on too as well. But we are seeing here that the focus is definitely shifting for you. You're back on your game here. All right. You look like you're looking good, whatever you've been doing. Maybe you don't realize that, yeah, it might have been a feeling or an emotion you were going through. It could have just been the time period. You know, it just felt like nobody was showing up, or somebody wasn't seeing that you needed them. All right. But what I'm seeing now is the energy is clearing up, and now you're being seen. All right. So this is what's happening is even in your life in general, looks like it's improving, whether you want to tap into, I always do this for Taurus, money, work, right? Your self-worth. I mean, it just feels like you know your value now, or you're stepping more confidently into knowing your value, right? So there could be somebody coming your way as well. We do have an Emperor. Maybe some of you attracting somebody who's ready to step up and do the job and get the job done. And, you know, this is all about building a foundation too. You just went through your solar return, and now you've planted some seeds. So we're still building upon the rest of the year with what you intend to grow this year. All right. So it's still beginning for you, even if you feel a little bit lost. Let's see who's going to come around for you. There could be a sudden shift here too with this guy in your career. Some of you may level up or take on more responsibilities. I know we're looking at love, but when I see something like that, I got to say it. And I'm seeing the Six of Wands here. So what's coming through is this major breakthrough. All right. Someone that you may interact with a lot, see a lot, connect with a lot, even on social media, or somebody you work with. This is you being seen, guys. These two cards here is you're getting through some inner, you know, tension you may have been dealing with, because I feel like a lot of that was you kind of beating up on yourself. I am seeing here, though, you're being noticed for something. So what's happening this week, somebody could be returning your call, you know, returning a favor, you know, seeing you, following the lead. Somebody, you know, this is a status change too. So some of you, potentially, somebody could step up and say, hey, you know, maybe we can be more than friends, or maybe we can tell the world that we're more than this, you know, or just show people what's going on. And you may find yourself going places or going somewhere with somebody this week that when I say this week, I tend to, in my head, think over the next cycle. So it could start to play out. But you're seeing a lot of little wins and this, you know, getting attention from somebody, right? And being in the spotlight with each other. So going places where people see you. What else is coming in love? I see the Knight of Cups. Somebody may declare their love to you. So I am also seeing, I know some of you always want to come back. What if we don't have anybody? This here is showing somebody trying to get your attention around you. Now, this is somebody that is out in public, somebody that you may interact with people that you know from work, people that you know. I mean, you got to know people. You got to know, unless you literally stay in your basement and do not go anywhere. You know, there is something about being seen and being out and being connected. All right. So somebody could be, you know, more attracted to you than they've been letting on. Sometimes people carry a mask, you know, for a public look, you know, or they just don't want to be exposed right away. But I am seeing here that you have new romance. and you have a possibility of a date. You know, somebody who that you know from the people around you may come out and express something to you, a feeling that they've had. So I don't know, you could get an unexpected text. We have a couple of placements happening in the next week or so that is going to be those moments where something like this could happen, right? Where somebody says something through a text or talking to you or talking to somebody else and slips and says something and is very interested in you. And it's also, again, some of you connected to somebody. It's somebody manning up or womaning up and saying, hey, let's take charge of this and let's move forward. All right. So what should you do with this energy? The 10 of Cups, all right? Embrace it. Enjoy it. It looks like you're shifting out of this energy and you really are being seen by the ones who really love you. All right. So I just feel like collectively that's happening right now in the next few weeks too. With Venus in Cancer too. It's all about home. It's all about who really feels me, who really feels connected, who's being vulnerable with me, who's going to express to you this week how they feel. All right. Because these are going to be the moments with that 10 of Cups. Yeah, you may have a few moments that with your person and it feels like they don't always see me. All right. But there's got to be love there because that's showing me that there is in this energy here. But sometimes we have to work through certain energies and certain problems that we have, but we all we'll come together. And if you're with the right ones, right now, or you're connecting with these people, there's a sense of growing here, a lot of growth happening. And so this is a blessing coming your way too. There could be somebody new entering your life that ends up being a long-term partner as well. Any other advice for you before I go? The Wheel of Fortune. Just go with this turning of the times. All right. Something is changing for you. All right. There is a chance to do something over, a chance to, get off the rabbit wheel, get off the hamster wheel if you're on one and make a different choice. But the ball's in your court. So roll with it, take your chances and go with it. But this is a turning point for my Tauruses. You have Aries, a lot of fire, Leo, Sag, and you also have Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. But you have the fixed energies here too, and Jupiter rules this, which is all about expansion. So remember, Jupiter is going to expand true love to me or true fakeness, right? It either is or it isn't. All right, my Tauruses, let's move on to my Gemini. Gemini, good timing, good times. All right, Gemini, it's going to be Gemini season tonight at 7:30 something p.m. on my calendar. All right, you guys may have it different. You may be from somewhere different. It could be anything. I didn't go that deep into what time it was going to be, but tonight is Gemini's birthday. In case anybody was a little confused. All right, let me get a good shuffle. Hello, my Geminis. Kiki, Carissa, and Gigi's here. All right, let's go. Max, Unspoken, Jeff, what's up? All right, Gemini, late but here, good enough. All right, Gemini, happy birthday. All right, your I'm live right now, but it's not gonna be your birthday tonight, 8:37 p.m. So happy birthday. I'm excited for your season. I love this time of year. So let's see what's going on, what's shifting, what's changing, what's this big next shift of yours. All right. So, Two of Swords, should I, shouldn't I, what should I do? Why does this not feel right? Going back and forth, just feel a little indifferent, feel a little restless, not sure. It looks like you're battling certain choices you might have made a year ago or yesterday, and now you're just like, I don't know if I'm going to do this again, kind of going back and forth. This is a split. This is split identities. All right. Oh my God, you're going to have double identity. right? And I see the Ace of Swords. It's time, right, to finally make a choice in your life about which version of yourself you're going to embrace, which narrative you're going to embrace in your life. You know, are you going to keep going back and forth and try to resolve something that was already resolved before? You already know the answers, you know, and now it's like, I know I'm different. I feel different. So if things are causing you too much confusion or disrupting your life or making you feel like you don't even know who you are anymore, you know, this is where you got to go within and become clear about what's my story so nobody else can tell me who I am. You don't want people to tell you who you are. You know, you want them to support who you already know you are, right? But sometimes we can get lost in relationships and get lost in even, you know, dynamics. After a while, we start to just lose ourselves in a connection. So it looks like you're being asked to kind of come back and take a look at who you've become and what are you still settling for, or what are you still questioning yourself about, not trusting yourself when it comes to a situation. You know what your heart wants. Go for it, basically. All right. So let's see. Look at this. You got the twos showing up for you. So this is going to be very frustrating for you. It's like you can go into you can go back and forth and back and forth. Do I want this? Is this going to be better? Should I do this? Should I do that? What if I can't? What if I take on too much? What if I try? You know what? You're really being asked to be, and this is up your alley. Just adapt into the situations right now. All right. So it's like a lot's going to be changing for you. As your season begins, right, with these twos already, this means that you can have a little bit of that, you can have a little bit of this, and sometimes you can have both. You can have two things at once. You can do it all sometimes. You don't have to make a choice, you know, you just have to prioritize, you know. But you may be pulled and you may be dealing with a lot of inconsistency right now as your life is being shaken up a little bit, because this is all about you and how you're showing up. Now, I'm seeing you do have a lot going on. Some of you may be questioning whether or not you should make a choice between relationships, or if you should even give up on a relationship, or are we moving forward? Is this going anywhere type of energy? And let's see what's shifting for you. All right, I see the 9 of Wands. You're going to get tired. You're going to burn out. You're going to burn yourself out. All right. It feels like you've been down this road for quite some time, going back and forth on a decision that you need to make when it comes to a relationship. You know, your heart already knows what you want and where you want to be. You know, you're going to keep doing this dance. It seems like it's a mental dance for you. You know, I just 1 minute, you know, I keep going back. I keep trying. I keep giving it my all. I don't seem like it's getting anywhere. You know, I keep flopping, or somebody keeps pulling away, and look at how it's wearing you out. All right. I'm not saying give up on a connection or a situation right now. That's not what you're being asked to do, or give up on relationship hunting, or not trying to find a decent relationship. This is not what this is saying. It's going back to what I said here. It's just deciding on who you are and not changing or becoming something for someone else just to fit the part for somebody. All right. So let's see what else is coming in love. I see the 3 of Cups here for you, and I see the Ace of Wands. So something being lit up between you and a friend. This can also be somebody that you know through a friend. I am seeing the potential of, you know, finally something coming through here. You do see a date, so don't give up. I'm seeing don't give up on the inconsistencies, and that you may be going through this for your season a little bit of trying to figure out who's worth your energy and who's not. You know, where am I gonna just let go of something and have a little bit more fun and see what's out there, or just try to have a little bit more fun, because it seems like you have some good times coming in and you're being asked to celebrate some good times and enjoy your season. All right, someone may see you differently during your season. All right, because this, no matter what, your season is making you more magnetic. All right, you're being seen. You know, you have this energy about you. You might be tired. You might be tired of playing certain parts or dilly-dallying around with certain people that might be taking up too much of your time or not being consistent with you. But you're giving off a great vibe. And so not letting these pressures get to you and letting down, you know, not trying so hard with somebody who's not being consistent. You're being asked to have some more fun because it's coming your way here. Now, this is a date. This could be a reconciliation with somebody, finally getting together, finally resolving and deepening your connections with the people that truly love you and want to be around you. All right, I see something sparking up here. Right. So like I said, there could be somebody that says something, or you're hanging out with somebody, or you're in a group of friends and somebody's just realizing that they see you differently. And the way they thought you were, maybe they thought you were just a friend. Maybe they thought you were just, you know, a one-time date, you know, things were okay. But maybe we have been going back and forth a little bit. And when are we going to plan a next date? It looks like that is coming in for you as well. So if you have been dealing with somebody that, or people in general, that it gets to the second or the third, or it seems like we're moving somewhere and then it stops, right? It's wearing you out. That is changing for you. That is changing for you throughout your season, but it's also going to require you to definitely make a decision about who's worth your energy and who's not. So any other advice for you? I see the Page of Cups. I'm saying come back to basics here. It's like this is your time. This is going to be your week, especially. You know, staying playful, staying, doing your cutesy thing, or doing your, you know, just, I don't know, you know, playfulness and being open, right? This is a really big time. You know, we have that Uranus and Sun Kazemi. That might be a very good day for you. I don't know which day. I think it's coming up though. On the 22nd. All right, so maybe the 22nd, there could be an offer coming in for you, right, as well. But you are being asked to be open to new people that are coming into your life, all right, and people that are showing up for you and showing you how they feel right away, all right. And the Three of Cups can also be opening up to somebody that's around you that could be a friend that is going to tell you how they feel. And but all in all, I do see you have an energy. This is, to me, is like Venus in Cancer too energy. It's just very loving energy. All right. So you may get a loving note. Somebody may just finally see you differently and tell you how they really feel. I really love my Gemini. You have Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy here, but it can be anybody. Happy birthday. Let's let the show begin. All right. Cancer. 30. All right, Cancer. Hello, Cancer. We get a good clean shuffle. All right, Cancer, let's see. I also did the water signs yesterday. I loved the water sign readings. I hope you guys do too. Definitely check them out. All right, Cancer. So let's see what the next big thing is that's coming in. You are welcome. Thank you for being here. All right, juicy, lovely, 9 of Cups. All right. This is you looking good. Talk about loving on yourself, getting the things that satisfy you. Finally, your concerns, like no more. This is not happening. I mean, this is a really good time for you right now too. The water signs should be feeling really lovely and delicious, and, you know, something you've been really wanting maybe coming through for you. So, you may have been through a lot. Like, I already did your reading yesterday, so I don't want to, get back into that. But I am seeing here that this is Jupiter energy, right? This is Jupiter and Venus energy in your sign that's going, wow, give it all, give me more. All right. So maybe being seen more. Maybe you're feeling not so sure, but but your energy is giving off this delicious, magnetism, where somebody wants you, somebody desires you. So this is the undertow. And this is something, a blessing coming your way as well. So that your energy is shifting into something more, into something that changes your attitude. So maybe you're coming across more satisfied and grateful and more optimistic, right? And so that's giving off a fresh vibe for other people. And I got the Fool energy here, and you have the King of Pentacles underneath here. So I have the Star, and then I have the King of Pentacles. So some of you could be making future plans with a Taurus, a Virgo, Capricorn. You have somebody coming in, somebody entering into your life, the Fool energy. It could be somebody, an on again, off again type of relationship. So, but be careful what you wish for, especially with this energy, because, your desires seem to be coming through. You're irresistible with this energy. Look at how cute, right? But I am seeing something you've been wishing for. So the stars are in alignment for my Cancers right now. So let's see, here you are. Get ready for the conversation. All right, so get ready for somebody here to maybe walk up, open up, finally talk to you. Your relationships are growing, right? So this can be in all your relationships as well as your, for you. People are starting to get you more. People are starting to feel or understand you more, right? There's definitely this like, oh, I didn't see you before energy too. So it can be new. It's like your relationships are growing and the right ones are growing. All right. So if some of you are in a really, really shitty, circumstance or situation, if there's true love there, it feels to me with this energy, you guys will find a way to reconcile your differences so that you guys can, figure out which path we're on. Because this energy that's coming in for you is one where I'm ready for something real. So if somebody is not real for you, they're not going to make the cut. You may try, you may continue. I mean, that's that's a whole nother story. But this to me feels like my Cancers being seen. You're definitely attracting in. This is like a lover's card to me too, in a way. It's like I am pulling forth the person, the people that are on my vibe, in my vibe, right, on the same wavelength as me, want the same thing. All right. And I see a King of Cups. So I'm seeing a couple people around you. Some of you, it's showing me you got a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy. But what's shifting here is you're also starting to be able to express yourself a lot more. And I got this yesterday for you too. This is not a time, I think this card came out for you yesterday. This is not a time for you to worry about, am I too much? Am I being too emotional? Am I just too deep? Or am I too needy? Or do I want too much? Or am I, this is one of these times where this is when you shine, when you glow. And so not shrinking and letting your emotions just come out, right? Because that's where you're going to attract the right people that come into your life. Now, some of you could have options. I'm definitely seeing, I said that in the beginning here, that Nine of Cups is showing a lot of people available. So if even in the energy right now for Cancers, even if you're single, right, this energy is saying this is one of the strongest pulls for you to connect with love and connect with people who are ready for a relationship. And you could get things started. You might just even have a conversation with somebody this week, and it's like they'll remember that conversation by the way you show up. And like later on, it's like, hey, I was thinking about reaching out to you. You never know how it's going to play out. As humans, we just want to know all the hows and the whys. We just never let things be and let things happen naturally. But I am seeing that you really need to shift into this watery aspect of yourself. and be your emotional self and let your people respond to you, right? And I don't mean go and, cray cray or, do all that kind of stuff. We have to have some sort of self-control, but I'm a water sign. You know what I mean? Keep yourself out of jail. All right. And so what else is shifting? I see the 2 of Wands. So this is telling me that some of you here are making a big choice right now to move forward. You've already stepped into the place where I need or want something in my life. I know what I want and I'm ready for this partnership. I'm ready to move forward here. So this is you actually planning a date with somebody. So some of you getting ready to plan that next step, plan that date, right? But here, some of you have to make a decision though. Do I let go of my own thought, my own story about a situation so I can let this go? Don't let your anxiety get the best of you. Some of you may be afraid to take that leap of faith and give somebody a shot. Give somebody a shot. It's not, what's the harm in it, because I do see options here and options to go out and get together with people. And you do see water and earth. Now, I'm also seeing some of you finally making a decision to close out something, and you may end up closing out a chapter. Some of you may be leaving something, leaving a situation and saying, you know what, I'm going to venture off and see what's out there and see who is attracted to me. So just a very good energy for you to go and explore. Anything else you should know? I see the Page of Wands. All right, so this could happen almost immediately. This is where you're really giving off this fire energy. And this is somebody who really wants you, really into you, a really playful energy, a really flirty phone calls. And so you are seeing here, you're going down this path. A new person could be entering your life as well. And I'm seeing maybe even for some of you, making a lot of playful dates, playful, I'm so corny, but making dates with people and going places with people and having fun. So I am seeing also, Cancer, for you to have fun right now and just be yourself and go for it. All right. The Death card is your advice. All right. Some things are just over. Some things are just done and we got to let them go. And you've gone through some major transformation now. And this is where you're making the choice here to give yourself a new story, a new journey, a new chance at love. And we're seeing your love life change here too. The past is the past. This is new, right? And this is also saying though, and this can be tough for some of you. This is saying that, I already know I got to let something go. It's done. It's played its course, right? And that's this energy right here. It's like, I can't be afraid to see what else is out there, right? You got Scorpio energy here strong for you. Cancer and Pisces. And that's what I got for you. I love you. All right, Kaha, hello, and Annabelle, and let's see, I was just trying, Susan, what's up? How you doing, Mitzi? How you doing? All right, guys, I'm glad you're here. Laura, what's up? All right, let's see, Leo. Let me put the timestamp in. All right, 42. Gives me a minute to shuffle. A little bit of time to shuffle. Leo, Birdie. All right, summertime is almost here. Well, it's here in Florida. My hands, the humidity. So where my hands get hot and sweaty and my cards just swell. Amazing, right? All right, Leo. Let's see. What's the next best big thing coming in? All right, we have the Temperance card here. We have the Knight of Swords, all right? So we've been walking the walk. Get some good times coming in here, all right? So maybe just stay steady right now. Everything is kind of unfolding exactly right now the way if you've been questioning your path, this is telling me that it seems like you're on a really good path right now, but sometimes things can seem like they take time. We just gotta kind of wait for something to show itself, but we're seeing something may surprise you here. This could be somebody coming in to a connection, or somebody saying something, a friend saying something, a person saying something to you that may surprise you and catch you off guard. All right. And that can go in any direction, but with the Three of Cups here, it looks like something that may make you happy. All right. Something that brings you joy, something that brings you closer together. Now, you may hear something through a friend too, as well, or you may end up just chatting with your friends and realizing, a situation, and maybe it's time. Now it's time. Like, you didn't expect it. You thought you had to wait longer, but now something is showing up for you. All right. And this is talking about intentional too. So it's somebody with intentions to really, really either get to know you or build a friendship or take a friendship to the next step. All right, Six of Cups. You are the one that gets the Six of Cups. All right. So there's been a lot going on. This can be behind the scenes, somebody being very nostalgic, somebody thinking about you constantly, somebody here reminiscing about the good old days, right? And somebody right now could actually be just thinking about you and thinking about what kind of good old days you can make together. All right. So it could be a friend. It could be somebody that you're thinking about. It could be somebody, you have mutual feelings for one another, but they are unspoken. We haven't said anything, or just, I can feel the connection, but it just seems like I'm still waiting for somebody to finally, tell me how they feel. And it's just, this card here can sometimes bring an energy of, we're daydreaming in a way, where we're waiting still. We know it's going to happen, but I just don't know when. So that's that Temperance card. It just feels like I don't know what to do. Really, you're being asked to not do anything right now, because there's a lot more going on behind the scenes than you realize. I showed you this, right? So it is showing here that somebody could come out of nowhere and surprise you sooner than you think. All right. They are wanting to reach out to you. They're wanting to connect with you. For some of you, it doesn't matter who it is with this kind of reading, but it can be a past person that you've been thinking about, and it's like they're waiting for the right time to say something. So what shifted? I see the King of Swords. It looks like somebody around you finally had the light bulb go off. All right. Somebody here. I like the King of Swords in this deck because he seems really nice and playful and honest and truthful. And what's shifting is honesty. Finally getting that honest, tell me what you really mean. Tell me, some of you may not even expect this person right now. Aquarius, Libra, Aquarius, but Libra, Gemini energy. Maybe some of you, I'm talking about somebody and you have forgotten about this person. It could be somebody that's coming around. It could be a new person too, but somebody that really wants to be authentic with you and really wants to be straightforward with you. So expect direct communication from somebody that might, I don't know, shock you. You might be like, I wasn't expecting that. Sometimes when your person pulls away too, I want you to know with the King of Swords that this can say, sometimes this kind of person needs a little bit more time to let things settle so they can process their emotions rather than just react. So this person likes to think about you. This person likes to sit back and kind of collect their thoughts and think about, how things could be, how things were, to think about your feelings. And they sort of fantasize in a way about it. And then now finally, when they're ready to be and confront this, they're very direct. All right. So you're not going to get no indirect BS. All right. So what else is coming your way? I'm seeing the Hierophant. And so the Hierophant always brings commitment, right? Loyalty, dedication, learning something about a connection, realizing your worth in a connection, understanding, you know, what you value, and holding yourself accountable to that, and not, you know, that's when we get in relationships and we can't complain later if we already knew that they, you know, weren't on the same page as us. But I am seeing here somebody here, this could be a commitment, somebody wanting a commitment with you. You know, it does look like somebody has been thinking about how they feel about you for some time. I have a Taurus energy here as well. And it's like you share, the thing about the King of Swords is they're like, I am seeing something valuable about you, Leo. It's like, I'm looking at the whole bigger picture. Now, this is somebody who looks like they have a huge knowledge in history, the worldview, religion, things like that, and very strong in their beliefs about right or wrong. All right. So that is why this person does not want to make a decision unless they know for sure exactly what they want. But it looks like the two of you come into alignment. You both really find something mutual. There's an agreement here where we both just feel like we can make this work. So this could be a new relationship that is meant to end up being somebody that you're committed to long term. All right. So anything else Leo needs to know? I got the Ace of Cups. There's the new love. I would say, you know, pay attention to your thoughts here, who you're thinking about, what's going on in your mind. This is one of these times where I feel like your subconscious, just because of, you know, the energies we're in, a lot's going on. So a lot may be coming up. And this could be you be really reminiscent and nostalgic or thinking about your soulmate, and you're actually manifesting them in. Now, this could be a new person, or it could be the person that's on your mind regardless, but the power is working. And it feels like your biggest shift coming in is going to be a committed relationship, you know, with somebody that feels like home to you. Any advice? The Nine of Pentacles, keep doing you and don't shrink for anybody. That's what I'm seeing. You know, it's like you have so much to give and so much, you know, you're available. You've been working really hard on yourself, your life, or, you know, it doesn't matter where you're at and what you make or what you do, you're still working, right? You're still working to, well, to better yourself in any way. That's what it's showing here. So if you're not, I'm sorry. But it does look like you're waiting for somebody who values you, and you're wanting somebody who values you. And that's what I'm getting here. It's like eyes on you. All right. So let this come through right now. It feels like you won't have to question anything with this person. Very direct conversation. All right, Leo, I love you. All right, 50. All right. Virgo. Virgo time. All right, Virgo. I'm going to do 52. I'm going to change the timestamp so I can get a better shuffle. All right. All right, Virgo. What's the next big shift that's coming into your life? Ooh. All right, well, this card just flew out, and it's the Six of Wands. So I'm going to keep that here. And the Six of Wands is a big yay card, especially if some of you have been feeling not seen lately, not heard. It looks like Virgo's coming through to the finish line, saying hello, returning to your old self, or, you know, showing up better than ever. So if you've been kind of, you know, dealing with some challenges in your life, whether it's with work, health, relationships, people, it does look like you're carrying an energy right now of you're in the spotlight, all right? All eyes on you. So let's see, that's a Leo energy, getting attention, maybe some dramatic win, but also it can be just a lot of little wins coming in for you. So if it doesn't feel so dramatic, right, it could be every time, you know, just one thing after the next. It seems like something good's happening, right? It's getting better. Things are looking good. I'm feeling a lot more smiley. All right, I can ease up. You have the Temperance card as well here too. And I see the Ace of Pentacles and the Page of Swords. So you may get some notice or a letter, some good news here around money or around a relationship, right? And something new starting up here with this ace. Did you plant some seed on the Taurus new moon? You know, what are you aiming for? It looks like that Ace of Pentacles is coming your way here, where it's like you've planted the seed and now it's unfolding. So I do see communication picking up. All right. And this can be, you know, always pay. This can be online. This can be friends. This can be the person you're talking to, new people, you know, talking to you. I do see the Star card. So it looks like we're making plans for the future here, Virgo. You know, you're at least taking the next, you know, the first step, developing a plan with somebody, developing a plan with Dan here. And the Star card shows it's all coming together and you're planning your future out. Right. So the Temperance card is showing me that, you know, what you're seeing here with this energy is just, you got to keep showing up and doing your thing. No matter what, they try to knock you down, you get back up. All right. You got Aries 8th house, right? So you can easily bounce back from any headache and any hangover, anything, and just get up and get going, even when you thought you weren't going to be able to get up. Right. This is this, and I see a lot of wins, and so there's more to come, but it does feel like you're building the beginning stages of what could turn into something amazing here. So remember that. So for you, it feels like it's just about one day at a time here, you know, with these little wins. So I'm seeing Page of Cups show up here. So this could be a new person entering your life, a love message entering your life, somebody finally responding to your message, you know, somebody finally telling you they have feelings for you. It could be a connection that you already have that you guys are finally deepening. You're saying you're speaking from your heart. You're, you know, letting somebody, maybe just knowing how you care about them by the way you show them, right? You might not even say anything, or the person might not say anything, but you just feel something different with your person. You feel like they're there. So this card here is all about being seen, and that's what I'm getting from that. It's like you can kind of relax a little bit, and that's where that chill energy is coming in. Maybe some of you are uncomfortable with that. Think about this for a second. You know, you've gotten so uncomfortable with the inconsistencies over the past month, year, whatever. You know, somebody hasn't always been showing up, or they get you going, and then you get nervous. And it's like, when can I put down my swords? When can I relax in a relationship? And this is what I'm seeing here, is you're reaching some sort of point here where, yeah, it looks like you can. It looks like you can be a little bit honest, naive, and gentle. You know, I mean, obviously you're always going to have your Virgo parent behind you going, wait, you know, I'm watching you. But it is showing me an energy here of you being able to soften up around somebody, because your connections are deepening and you're feeling seen. Even if it's not, who cares about words, you know, unless, you know, you need some receipts or whatever. But, you know, it's more about the way somebody's making you feel here. All right. So what's shifting? The Queen of Cups. Your relationships are definitely leveling up in an emotional way. There's a mother and child here. Some of you could be combining in a relationship, a family, you know, blending a family. You could be bringing somebody new into your family. You could be caring for somebody else's child. You might be preparing. This could be the next step in your phase for some of you. This would be an opportunity. You're getting ready for motherhood. You're getting ready to just kind of, do you see this energy? You're getting ready to soften up and be vulnerable and receive love, not have to always be this, I gotta fight for everything, I gotta go for it. It just seems like there's an easy energy here and a relationship that is deepening. And when you get to this point, there is no going back really from this. You're like, we gotta win here, and we know there's something there. So anything after this, anything after this energy would be so hard to break from. You know, it's just like, it's too real, it feels too comfortable, and it feels, you know, you have the Temperance card, very much organic and able to balance each other out, whoever this person is or whatever shift this is coming towards you. Could be somebody with a child. And I'm seeing 3 of Pentacles. What else is coming in for you? So you're seeing a lot through your professional world as well too. Now your connections could be coming through your professional world. It could be a coworker, a friend, or some counseling too that could be bringing you and another person back together as well. If this is because this is saying, hey, I want to work on things, I want to connect, I want to feel like we're going somewhere. But this is also you being able to finally now get out of that learning phase, out of that inconsistency phase, and move into this phase of working together and building something together, coming together as a team here and being able to construct something that feels safer, right? So you're the building blocks, but you're actually, I like the 3, you know, the 3 and the 4s here in this stage, when we're talking about it in this way, is saying you're almost at the halfway point here. There's really no turning back now. Once we get here, it's like, we got to go. We got to give this a go. So anything else, how should you deal with this? You know, I'm seeing the 7 of Wands. All right. So, you know, just know that the way you present yourself, the way you carry yourself is going to play a huge role here. All right. Because your guards are up. Your guards are up. You know, you could be ready to be defensive, somebody trying to, you know, this is like, can I let somebody in and still, can you let somebody in without losing yourself and still protect yourself and not get hurt? You can do the same, you can allow it, right? But that's with strong boundaries, right? You have to have strong boundaries. You don't just say, okay, here it is again. You just robbed me, but you can come in, here's my key. And, you know, just don't touch all that cash on the counter. You know, you don't want to, you got to have boundaries. But I am seeing here that it looks like this is a time period for you to express what you really need, even if it's not perfect, even if it feels like, you know, raw, or it feels like I am being vulnerable. I'm also getting that Cancer energy here. Same thing with Cancer's reading. If somebody's not hearing you, even if you are a little guarded and a little rusty, all right, if there's true love there, they're going to hear you. They're going to be there. They're going to care. They're going to care, and they're going to allow you the space to unravel and unfold a little bit and your guards to come down. All right. But this is just you being aware that you may have developed strong guards. You may not realize your shoulders are up to your ears constantly. You know, you think you're walking, you know, strutting it, but you're wearing your earrings or your shoulders. But I am seeing here that, you know, that guard of yours. Anything else? I see the 8 of Wands. Expect things to really start to shift and accelerate for you. You're seeing lots of movement when it comes to winning. Remember, a lot of little wins coming in different directions for you. So it could be wins with work, counseling, working something out with somebody, and also some more fun coming into your life. So it looks like we may be able to focus on something new now, so we can make some plans doing something different, because it seems like you are ready to step up and give something a chance. And sometimes fear, you got to do it even if you're afraid, you know, as long as you feel safe, you know, and not in any harm or anything like that. But this is where I am seeing here that the fire is really going to start moving and passion coming into your life. So your relationships may be getting through some dull phase or some inconsistent phase as well. All right, that's what I got for my Virgos. All right, Libra. One. All right, my Libras, Librarians. All right. Oh, wait a minute. Does anybody know what Virgos was? I forgot the. Oh, is shoot. Virgos was. Does anybody remember what Virgo's timestamp was? Maybe it was 53. I don't know. I'm gonna have to. 1, 5. All right, I put it at 53. Is there any way to check? Scroll back. All right. So I'm just gonna have to. Hello, Nature Girl. Hello, Forever, and Taja. All right, let's see. Libra. Libra, 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 Libra. What is the next biggest shift in your love? If anything else comes through, I'll also say that. All right, you got the Judgment card here. I turned it upside down. Some of these cards got mixed up. All right, so I'm seeing Judgment for you. All right, so this is where where are we judging things? Where are we off? Where are we going against our better judgment? So it's the undertone here. Where are we trying to pretend like we don't know what's really going on, and we you know, and we're, oh, everything's going to be great. And, you know, there's some little voice in the back of your head and you're like, ew, I should have known, and guilty as charged. And, you know, and it's also just being tested too, you know, to make the best judgment, to step into your truth, you know, and always confront situations with honesty, you know, and it's like, regardless of, you know, if somebody's going to be upset or whatever, right? But it really is the judgment. You are being called to kind of focus on that right now. Where are you judging too harshly? Where are you not judging harshly enough? Where are you judging yourself too much? And, you know, and vice versa, you know, sometimes we do need to judge ourselves and say, hey, wait a minute, why did I do that? All right. But this is talking about a change of huge, something is shifting, and it's all around the way we're judging things and judging our situation. And awareness and waking up and realizing what's really happening and why something's not happening. Right. So that to me is going to shift certain decisions that you have to make right now, is going to change the rest of your life. Right. So there's something that could happen where you're course correcting, or you're deciding to take your love relationship in a new direction. You're finally making that call, or there's this forgiveness here too with this energy. It's like, where can I find forgiveness with my past so I can allow this person into my life? Or maybe somebody wants forgiveness. That doesn't always mean that you guys are going to move forward in a relationship, but sometimes it's just, you know, the reckoning. It's the waking up and realizing our parts and things that makes us feel whole when we decide to, you know, open up to this, right? So let's see, Page of Pentacles for you. All right, so there could be a new start, a new person, an earthy energy, somebody that's just wanted to open up the doorway, and you know, it's a slow start. It seems like friendship energy. It seems like, but the page is always my favorite in a love sometimes, you know, because I see it and I'm like, oh, this person's got more to offer. This person's got more than they show, and not in a bad way. I know so many people quickly, you know, that's the Judgment card. Ooh, why can't they just be real? Why can't we all be real? I could get into a long conversation about that as well. Why can't we all be real? All right. Some people just don't even know what they got, and they're just not, they're very, it's humility, or they don't even, you know, brag or talk or say or move fast, because they just have been, that's their way, that's their temperament, right? So I do see somebody very thoughtful, very caring, who really does want to build something with you, of, you know, whether a friendship at first or a partnership. It could be somebody that you've known, that you've already known, or you have established some sort of connection with, and there's still room to grow here. So what is shifting? The Lovers card. All right, there may be an announcement here, somebody actually realizing, you know, as they get to know you, or as you've been getting to know them, this person feels like there's something more here. So you have the Lovers card. In this reading is really, I think Cancer had this too, I'm not sure. All right, but you are definitely calling in somebody who's maybe very well suited for you. You know, but again, don't judge a book by its cover. Don't judge a book by its cover is what I'm getting for Libra. All right, something may start off small and turn into something huge. So release the outcomes or the need or the control to figure out what the hell somebody is thinking or doing constantly. You know, because this is somebody showing up as a page, which is saying there's a lot of room to grow here, and there's a lot of good, trustworthy energy here. But this is one of these things that somebody will, you know, eventually open up. They will just open up, and it's like, you ever see those reels where they show a Scorpio in the corner when you first meet them, and what they're like when you live with them, and they're dancing all over the house. You know, it's kind of something like that. So you are calling in, you know, a really good union here. But the thing is that we can easily skirt past the Page of Pentacles, because we can shun it or push it away because they're moving too slow, or they're taking so long. Then we start to look for their flaws and be like, oh, it's got to be because of this, or, you know, we just start building all these other stories or narratives around a person because they don't, you know, show everything. All right, so what else? I see Six of Swords. All right, so this could move along pretty quickly, though. It seems like pretty smooth and pretty quickly with you. You know, somebody may be announcing or communicating with you, wanting to go somewhere, wanting to connect with you and go travel somewhere, or travel to see you. It could be that as well, too. You know, and it's somebody that might be even building upon their career. That could be their most important thing, but they're ready for love too. So it feels like it goes hand in hand with you. So it feels like whatever you're into, whatever your career is probably most likely going to be connected with your love. And it could be with travel, water, distance, things like that. But the relationship for you is moving your love life is going to shift gears right now. Again, though, dependent on your judgment of the situation. Now, if you've been down this road with somebody several times and they've tried you so many times and you're tired, you may be too tired to to make a clear decision if somebody tries to reconcile with you, if somebody tries to talk to you. You may be like, you know what, I'm done. I love you, but I'm moving on. See you later. All right. I don't have time to wait anymore. Right. I appreciate, right. It can be that. But also you may be making a decision to give up on somebody too. You know, this can say, I'm tired. I'm not just tired of this person. So you may be tired because you've been dealing with a lot of L's, a lot of people that, you know, don't show up for you. You've been worn out. Time is wore on you. The pressure of relationship is wore on you. You know, when we get tired like this, we create a lot of judgments, and then we start to think it's got to be something we did maybe too. And that's why if somebody shows up in your life, the Page of Pentacles, you might, I need you to be in my face. I need you to be the Emperor. I need you to be the Knight of Wands. I needed you to be fast and be honest and be all these things that these past people didn't do for me because I'm tired. And that's when we can, you know, push too hard on a relationship that somebody's like, hey, what did I do? Who are you really angry at? Don't be angry at me, right? So if it is somebody new trying to come into your life, just remember that they get a clean slate. They get a clean slate, you know, and that clean slate runs deeper than you realize, not just, you know, all right, clean slate. You really got to think about what that last person did to you and what you may be expecting, and you may project that onto the new person. And that's a lot of the Lover's card there, the mirror and the reflection back. And it can be from something, the judgment that you might have because you're tired. So what should you do with this energy? The Queen of Wands, step into it. Step into your power, right? Don't underestimate yourself. And, you know, it just feels like you can't play small with a Queen of Wands. You can't play small. All right. This is where you've got to, you know, all right, I might have some insecurities, but you know what? I'm still me. Look at me. Go smile in the mirror. Look back at me. You know, find that fire in yourself, you know, the confidence in yourself, and let it shine. Right. Because you're growing here. And this is going to put you, it's going to draw more people into your life because you're going to shine with this fire energy. And this Lover's card is, you know, not letting these judgments and letting this energy weigh you down. This is all about refocusing on your confidence. All right. And I have the Devil there too. If you're dealing with some karma, some karmic shit, you know, this is where could be weighing on you too much. All right. I love you guys. Let's see my Scorpios. What did you say you thought Libra was before I go? I thought somebody said they had a... $117.36. That doesn't make sense. I'm not there yet. Yeah, so I have to, I think the timing is different on yours. I'll have to look again. I put it at 53, and I'll have to look again later when I'm done with the live. Thank you for trying though. I appreciate that. All right, let's get a good timestamp for Scorpio. All right, here we go. Let me fix these real quick. I hate when I do that. 2 seconds, guys. All right, Scorpio. Scorpio. All right, Scorpio, what's the next big shift in your life? What's the next big thing coming in? I did water signs yesterday, so guys check that out because that was a really good one for my water signs. Yeah. All right, Scorpio. All right, you got the Temperance too. A lot of people get in the Temperance card. Maybe things starting to settle in a little bit. All right, things starting to feel like, all right, I don't have to push at things so hard, right? And I can finally take my time a little bit. And I see the Empress card here, so this might have been Taurus season, might have been really good for you. It was about relationships and testing relationships and who is doing what and is it balanced out, and you know, are you giving more than they're given? Who's your person? Are they really in alignment with you? And so forth. So right now it seems like whatever seeds that you have planted here, they're growing. And so during this phase that you're seeing right now, sometimes it can get uncomfortable if things feel too chill. And if you're not used to being able to lean back and just let things grow on their own, you know, especially if you have Scorpio Mars like moi, you know, it's really hard to tap into this extra chill energy when we're trying to make something work. So it's being comfortable, you know, being grounded, not taking on things, not doing too much, not trying to do more, you know, and leaning back and seeing who shows up for you, who actually puts in, who sees you, who wants to be a part of your life, right? And so I'm seeing here that that's coming together for you. A lot of this is unfolding. So let's see. I got Sagittarius, I got Taurus, and I got Libra energy for you. So let's see what I get. I have the Four of Cups energy. All right. You know, what do you want? What do you want, Scorpio? You know, this is kind of the energy that you're just going through, you know, trying to figure out. It's patience for you. It's patience. I just gave you the message. All right. Some of you just wanting something, just to want something, or wanting something to happen because you're feeling unfulfilled, or, you know, you're kind of stuck, stagnant. You know, it's like you're not stagnant. There is growth. It's like me watching my garden right now. It's like, come on, cucumbers, grow already. All right. It's like they need time to grow. And but you might get stuck in like, but I want. This is my I want card, you know. So I'm gonna grab the next best thing just so I can feel something, rather than being patient and letting something grow. So that's the old you though. This is the energy that you're shifting into. And if you're not, I'm sending messages, right? Where you got to be okay when things aren't always on, when things aren't always intense. Or if you're dealing too much with somebody who's not returning the love, not showing up for you, not seeing you, you know, this is where you dial back and you say, I'm sitting back and I'm going to go a different direction, right? Know your worth, right? But that's the season we just went through. So what is shifting for you? I'm seeing the Page of Cups. And it's like love's trying to get to you. Somebody's trying to show you how they feel. Somebody's trying to connect with you. This could be a new person entering your life as well. And if some of you are hanging on to somebody that's just dripping you dry of your energy, and no matter what you give or do, you just feel stuck. You know, it just feels like some of you've got to get, you know, jump into your play clothes and go back out, you know, get out there on the out there for recess, right? Do something. Don't give all your energy to somebody who hasn't given their energy to you yet. Don't give your emotions to them yet until they've given you something to work with, right? Something to work with. I'm not trying to be your mom here today, but I am seeing somebody's trying to come into your life, right? We have the water signs, especially really being, you know, gifted with a lot of good water transits and energy that's enhanced in your relationships, right? So you might even get more conversations, more depth, more of, you know, somebody making you feel a certain way, somebody showing up for you, somebody caring for you, you know, whereas here you're kind of waiting for somebody to show up for you, and it just feels like you're not quite ever getting what you want. But now we see what's shifting is somebody here that wants to actively, you know, talk to you, engage in a relationship, give this something, support you. So you're going to feel it. You're going to feel it. You don't need to hear it. You just need to feel it. You need to feel supported, feel comfortable. All right. What else is coming your way? I see an end to a shitstorm. If there's been some sort of conversation that you need to have, you need to get it off your chest because it could turn into a shitstorm. All right. But this is one way to get to the truth. You know, so if there's a conversation that needs to be had, it's going to be had, and we're going to confront what we've been so afraid to confront. Something needs to be said. You know, it's like, that doesn't mean that. This means something needs to change that's not making you happy. If you need to get something off your chest and communicate with somebody, all right, and if you're holding back and you're expecting somebody to read your mind, that's not going to happen anymore. That's old energy. You can't expect anybody to read your mind, right? Or if you're confused by somebody, what's changing is you got to confront this. You got to be like, I'm tired of being confused, and listen to what their answer is, right? But there's resolution coming in when it comes to conflict with people that you're always explaining yourself to, or always feeling like you have to explain yourself or ask twice, or there's constantly communication conflict. All right. So that needs to change, right? That's what I'm getting for you. And I have the King of Wands. So I'm seeing here, it could be a King of Wands coming your way too, an Aries, Leo, Sag. I almost skipped past that. All right. But I feel like this is showing that you need to watch for actions this week, not words. All right. Because if words are confusing you and you keep talking in circles with somebody, you keep trying to figure something out. You keep rereading their text. You keep texting books. You keep trying to read their social media. You keep trying to do the shit that we all do that we know just it intensifies our anxiety. You're being asked here to watch for the way somebody acts towards you and feels and shows up, or what kind of time they give you, or what they're doing for you. Because their eyes are on you. You could just need something that they can't read your mind. They don't know exactly what you want. Sometimes we just think that everybody is supposed to know what's really going on. And if you need more depth, or you just need a hug like Taurus needed, you know, let somebody know. It looks like you're going to be very welcomed this week with somebody here that is wanting to give you love. So what else? What kind of advice? What else can I get? I see the Magician card. My Scorpios, you are the magician. You know how to make it work. It's going to be one of these situations where if you get pulled into old thoughts, old narratives, old emotional baggage that you've carried before, this always tries to come in. Couple days has gone by and I've said to myself, why is this feeling coming up for me? I don't want this. Why are you here? Leave, right? And I chose to shift my focus. That's all you got to do. Really, it's as simple as that right now with this week is speak your mind, be intentional, right? Shift your focus, change the lens, where you're coming from. And if it's just straight boredom, check yourself. Because if you're wanting something or you make a decision just out of boredom, that's when shit starts to happen. That's when you get yourself into trouble. I gotta get a drink of water. Hold on a sec. My voice started cracking. But I got Gemini here for you as well, Virgo for you as well too, Scorpio. Everybody wants a hug today. Maybe I want a hug, right? Maybe I need a hug. All right, Sagittarius. Scorpio. All right, Sagittarius is at 128. All right. Oh yeah, spinny hugs. That just doesn't sound, to me it's like a bear hug. Bear hugs for everybody. All right. All right, Sagittarius. All right, Sagittarius. I'm just shuffling really good while I'm waiting. All right, Sagittarius, what's the next big thing? The next big, oh, I keep wanting to say best thing, next big thing, next best big thing. All right, next best big thing coming into your life. I shift these titles around. I don't know. All right, end to some sort of grief that you've been dealing with, right? Maybe somebody coming back around. 6 of Wands. If it's something to do with work, I will say maybe you haven't been being seen, or you just feel like you keep getting dumped on, or disappointed the way something turned out. That's turning around. All right. Something is actually looking better than maybe you thought. And I do see you showing up as the winner. You know what I mean? Like, all right, it'll come back around. So you may be waiting on a resolution of something. And also, you know, if some of you too, you've been through, you know, this does bring a heavy energy. Maybe love in general has just felt like, you know, you've been ignored, or somebody forgot about you, right? What did God forget about delivering me my soulmate? I mean, maybe you are very successful and you focus on work and everything else looks good. You got trophies on the wall, but then when it comes to love, it's like a big fat disappointment, you know, and there's been some lessons in that. So maybe it's just been a little bit complicated for you. Maybe you've been in a season where you just, you know, you want to be seen, you want to enjoy a relationship, and you kind of feel, but I'm also seeing focusing on the past still, right? Maybe feeling left behind in some ways. All right, I have the Death card. All right, you got to let go of something that needs to go. You already know it. All right, there's been a huge lesson there, and it can't be undone. It's like once you level up and you know something, or you know something is not good for you, or you know something was meant to change you, you know, but now the hardest part is letting go, because you've gotten so used to being a certain person, a certain situation became a part of your life, and you don't know how to let go of it. And I'm just getting like, this is what's been going on, is maybe you've been going through a complicated situation, and to me it feels like it's more complicated because you won't let it go, you won't let it die, you won't let it die out, right? And then change happens after we allow that. So what's shifting for you is new love is trying to come into your life. Somebody's right around the corner here. Somebody's ready to see the new you. All right. You know, this can be huge. A relationship could, you know, change on all of a sudden. Maybe, you know, you think something's done and over, and this is where it gets tricky. When I say things like, you have to let go and let something die out. Because when that sheds and it's gone, that always brings a new energy for somebody to return into if they wanted to. But if we don't let go of it, we keep that person and ourselves in the same situation, and it never evolves. I'm seeing love trying to shift into your life, love that is reciprocal. Right? Love that is honest. Love that's starting from a really good place. It's like, this is authentic. This is what I want. We could build something from this, you know. And this could happen unexpectedly. The Wheel of Fortune, right? You do have, it doesn't surprise me for Sagittarius, with all the Gemini energy we're going into, where, you know, your life's going to be kind of, there's going to be so many situations and moments that happen suddenly, and they course correct you, or they lead you to places that you don't expect. You know, so we're seeing maybe even somebody does come back around and you have a chance to do something over. You have another shot at a relationship and not another shot at love, you know, but the change, the transformation has happened or has to happen. You know, when we go through this phase, now we're leveling up. We're ready for what's next. Now, there can be a lot of movement coming in for you, and it's being, you know, adaptable too, being able to take your chances, which you're good with this. This is Jupiter. This rules your energy as well too. So it feels like you're not afraid to go with it. You're not afraid to roll with it and see what chances, what comes from these chances you take. Right now, could be a couple people, shots that you go, and then there's people coming all around you, right? And it's like, hey, I'm here, you know. So you could have offers everywhere you go. So a lot of, you know, situations, unexpected turns is what I'm seeing here. So be open to that. I know you hear it a lot, but I mean, life's only full of so many different things that can happen. But this energy right here is showing me here that, you know, the wheel's spinning and there's a turning, you know, something wanting to change in your life. And I'm seeing the Six of Cups. So you cannot control the Wheel of Fortune. All right. You cannot control how things always play out. It's actions and consequences. It's things people do, we do, and it can happen over time. It can happen anytime. It can happen, you know, outside sources too, doing stuff that has an effect on us as well. Can't control it. So you just got to release and trust with that death card. Just let it happen. Let's not try to control the narrative. You know, unless, you know, no. Also, if you're wanting a reconciliation, because I'm seeing Five of Cups to the Six of Cups, I'm seeing potential of turning a situation around here where something that you thought was over, you could rebuild with somebody. You know, there's that Ace of Cups. Or, you know, you may think love life's over for you and I'm not going to meet anybody new, and you're seeing somebody come back around here and somebody come in. But if you have a story in your head about a situation that you are unwilling to give up, that is going to be a huge block for you right now. Whatever that story is, whatever you just told yourself, about a person, about a situation, that's the part that you're trying to control, the narrative, and you're seeking a certain outcome through exactly the way you want things to happen. And it glitches with what's trying to happen in your life, where we could skip past all that bullshit and just, you know, come together in the way God wants you to come together. And it's going to be this Six of Cups energy where it feels mutual. It doesn't feel forced. It feels like we both want to be here, and it happens so naturally. But understand in the narrative that you're in, when it comes to love relationships, it looks like you're being challenged with that right now. But you will see, you know, this chance here, or something coming in suddenly that does give you the opportunity to express love, or somebody to express love to you. All right. So to me, it feels like you got the Ace of Swords. You got community, you know, you got to start coming in here. Let's get this started. Let's clear away from the bullshit and get things started. For me, this feels like, let the story unfold for itself. Don't have a script already played out of what you want to happen in this relationship. You're being asked seriously to let go of that control and just let a relationship form on its own, and and happen. That's where it's going to really start to move. And this bond is really going to strengthen. All right, that's what I have for you. Strong Scorpio energy. All right, 130. Let me do 138. All right, Capricorn. All right, Capricorn. I'm just waiting for the right time here. Get a good shuffle. All right, the next best thing, the next big shift, the next big change for Capricorn. All right, so let's see, Capricorn. All right, being seen again too. You got the Six of Wands coming out a lot today. So get ready to pull up in the driveway with a big smile on your face, right? It's like the little wins is what matters right now. This could be a big win for you, but it's just also reminding you to just look at all the little wins that are happening right now. Keep doing you, keep showing up and being seen, because it looks like you are being seen right now. What's shifting is getting through some sort of challenge, and maybe even internal struggle. Why does everything have to be a challenge? Why is everybody challenging me? Whether it's home, family, friends, coworkers, love situation, it's like I've been through some battles here, but you're coming out the winner. So, it's not always about the battles, but winning the war, right? I think that's how it's said. And I see the Queen of Pentacles. A lot of you here, this is you. You could be very successful. This is an energy too of feeling popular, feeling comfortable, feeling like people really see you and really want to be around you. People are impressed by you. Somebody's impressed by you. You're turning somebody's head. This could be a work position. You could be stepping up at work too, and social media and things like that, just being recognized by somebody online. There you are, Queen of Wands, all right? Look at me. So you have a lot of Leo energy coming through for your energy, which means to me as a reader that, you're just giving off this very big, huge heart, loving energy, and you're really wanting to be seen. Leo energy likes to be seen, likes to be the center of attention. And I'm not talking about, the negative side of that. I'm talking about what they're meant for. They're meant to shine. Leos are meant to, bring the light. And and that's kind of your energy right now too. It's like, just shine and be yourself and be seen and be around people and be happy. And if something comes up from the past and you're like, oh, don't need to deal with it later, or some feeling I didn't do something right, or some insecurity comes up for you, leave it in the past. See you later. Don't mess with my vibe right now, because you have a very good vibe happening here. It's a chance for you to really step into this role of being someone who gets what they want, attracts you. You know this. I feel like you're the fire of the, I think I've said this years ago, but fire of the earth. And you know how to be magnetic, and you know how to get what you want. So let's see what's shifting. I see the Knight of Wands, right? So we got some passion coming your way. We got some new fun. We've got maybe a new person entering your life. We are seeing some fun kind of conversations. So maybe some of you feeling a little bit more spicy and flirty. You got your eye on somebody. It feels like there's chemistry, passion. You know, and this might be what you need, especially if you've been dealing with some conflict in the past and you're just ready for things to be fun. You know, it's like, can't we just go and try something new? Can't we explore? Can't we just have, you know, a good time and be spontaneous and be honest? You know, I mean, believe it or not, the Knight of Wands is, this is going to be hard, but it's Sagittarius energy. The Knight of Wands is one of the most honest signs that I believe, right? So what happens when you pull the Knight of Wands all the time and everybody on YouTube's called them the player or called them, you know, the F-boy or whatever, you know, were they ever lying? Were they ever lying? Did they speak the truth? But, you know, that's the argument whenever I just want to poke the bear a little bit, because they are blunt and honest. So it feels like you are attracting somebody in who's got this kind of energy, right? But to me, it's like, that's a really good energy. They're going to be real with you. They're going to be honest with you about, you know, where things are at. And you can see right now it is chemistry. It's right up your alley. But things can move really, really fast and get really deep really fast with this energy. Because the fire always brings the spiritual soul connection. Fire really is spirit, you know? And that's why people get caught up in chemistry, you know, get caught up in that elated and, you know, feeling and this elevated feeling. And it's like, but you can't stay in that forever. The love part forms later, you know that. So that's the kind of energy that's shifting for you right now. So keep that in mind. That's where I'm going back to not planning what it's supposed to look like, because the Queen of Wands can say, oh, I have a vision. I want this, this, and this, and this, and this, and this. Whereas this one's saying, you know, let's roll with it and go and let's have fun. But you got to trust and use discernment always. I see the Six of Swords, and let's see the Two of Pentacles. So it looks like this could be going on for quite some time. It looks like you do have some sort of new adventure coming your way. You could be traveling a lot with this person, going somewhere with this person. You will have to adapt a little bit, adjust. There's going to be a lot of going back and forth here a little bit. But this card with this card tells me that it's more smoother than you think. It's just there's a lot going on. So you got two fiery energies. Even though you're Capricorn, you're showing up a lot of fire. You got some fiery energy here. You've got some fun adventure coming in, a lot of things moving pretty quickly, right? And it can feel very deep and soul worthy, right? But also you still want to take your time, because these kind of energies can be intense at first, and then you could end up driving off a cliff. All right. So you got to be careful. So it is saying be consistent, ground yourself, and take your time. But know that this is also could be a relationship that is changing and developing over time. So what else does Spirit want you to know? Five of Cups. All right. Let go of it. Quit crying over spilled milk. All right. Let go of the past, move forward, and, pick yourself back up and let everybody see you again. All right. To me, it feels like you're still you feel like you let yourself down, or you're still disappointed in something, or disappointed in yourself about a situation, but you're being asked to really turn that frown upside down is what I have, and not even focus anymore on it. Look at the Six of Wands. You got too much you got too much coming towards you. All right. So picking yourself back up and being seen. That is for my Capricorns. A lot of fire for you. So Aries, Leo, Sag is probably the main sign that I'll call for you. Strong Leo. Hello, Mr. Learnin. To you. That's funny. All right, let's see. Aquarius. Oh, I almost did it. What's my timing issue? I'm acting like it's a retrograde, and it is not. I mean, there's only one planet right now, retrograde. And I'm just like, duh. All right, Aquarius. All right, Aquarius, what's the next best big thing? All right, I see a King of Wands showing up for you. Bottom of the deck. All right, looking good. This is spicy. This is fun. This is expression and creativity. This is the undertow, right? So it feels like, you're feeling good. You got the vibe going on, or trying to come out. Like there's something that you need. There's some joy you need. There's some fun you need. There's maybe even a person on your mind that you need, all right? But it does look like you're ready to get something in motion. All right. And your confidence level seems to be reaching some good highs, right? Maybe you've been going through some transformation, some change, and some things happening, and not always feeling like yourself. But it looks like you're dusting yourself off here, and you got a vision. You got something that you're going after and something that you want. And let's see if Aquarius is going to get it. I got the 9 of Pentacles. Look at you doing you. So some of you, in a professional sense, if you need to hear this, it looks like you got some good stuff coming professionally. It looks like you're well off. If you ever want to hang out, let me know. No, I'm just kidding. Let's see. You got looking good, value, taking your time. You have all the option in the world. You've made it this far. You look good. You have visions for yourself. And now you're ready to create. All right. It looks like your eyes are bugging, right? A little bit buggy. Somebody's got their eye on you. You got their eye on them. What's happening? All right. The shift. All right. Well, you can see that I wanted to be in reverse, but either way, it's telling me you're moving on. You're finally unstuck. The change is happening for you. The change is going to continue to happen for you. You are going through an evolutionary change, in your identity. So it's going to be like, but maybe now you're starting to come a little bit more into your skin. You just went through some big change, big in your life, relationship change, job change, identity change, and it's going to happen again, and it's going to continue to happen. Right. But now it feels like you're not so stuck. You're not feeling so down on yourself. You're not feeling so like not in control. Right. And there is this energy of non-silence. So if people have been going silent on you, or people have been disappearing on you, people have been kind of keeping you hanging, that is changing. That energy is bye-bye. All right. It's like, it's not happening anymore. The direction is changing. I'm seeing clearly now, and maybe somebody else is finally seeing clearly now. And so what was once stuck is now finally moving. So what is coming? I see the Moon card, and I see the 9 of Cups. All right. So there's a lot of things that are still not even set in stone. There's a lot of things that are changing in your life right now. And there's going to continue to be a lot of things changing in your life. A lot of cycles, but look at the 9 of Cups. It's like God's trying to bring you something good. Don't be afraid of anybody or anything that tries to hold you back, or this new version of yourself that you're stepping into, because to me, it feels like everything is shifting for you. The moon is here. Not everything you can see is true right now. Not everything available to you has shown itself yet. Not every person has shown themselves to you. But what I am getting here is you're going to be very happy about who enters your life, because a relationship is trying to be born here, is trying to birth itself. So it's a really good energy for you to connect with somebody new. Some of you might be like, it's impossible. Something's impossible in your life. Well, no, it isn't. There is something that is impossible that may have been stuck. It seems like something's changing. Now, that doesn't always mean that you're going to get the big party and celebration the first second you see the sign, but you're definitely going to see movement and change coming in, something coming around that is not the same as it was before. But you also have to give it some time to play out, because if you are connecting with somebody or reconciling with somebody right now, and they do break the silence or they come back in, you still have this uncertainty energy here that says you got to let them show them their real self. Let people show themselves to you. You know, but what I'm seeing is with the moon and the 9 of cups, something unexpected here, joyful, joy, like a blessing energy when it comes to a relationship. This is saying what's shifting for you is not trying to control the situation anymore. If you don't call me back, don't call me back. If you leave me hanging, fine. See you later. I'm going to go do my own thing, because you're very magnetic and you could be calling in a fire sign, a Pisces energy, a Cancer energy, all right, even a Virgo energy, all right? But I am seeing here the big shift is coming in with your relationship and with you being really satisfied with the outcome that is coming in. Now, there's going to be, with the moon card though, for you, there's going to be other things showing up in your life as well, in your environment, maybe a change of your environment, maybe a change of your wardrobe, a change of the way you carry yourself, a move, a new home. You know, all this stuff can be happening for you all at once. And this is all bringing together too, even a possible relationship as well. It's all coming together at the same time. But you have a lot of things that kind of in the works behind the scenes still. And that could be why some things may still feel like, all right, I'm in limbo with some things. But with this, you being the 9 of Pentacles, it tells me that you have a deep knowing that something will come to light, something will manifest, something will come in. You're not doubting it as much anymore. And that's the biggest shift for you. All right, anything else? You know, the 10 of Cups is here. You have the 9 and 10 of Cups. So anything else, it shows me here that you're closer to the next step of a relationship than you even can imagine. All right. And it's something that you've been, you're not who you used to be with this Hanged Man. Whenever you pull that for yourself, it's showing you that you're just not the same Frankie you were last week. You're not the same Frankie you were a year ago, right? And it's showing here, and you know it. And this is this energy that you've been going through, but you don't quite know who you are just yet. So this energy of release, of let me just be open to whatever the universe brings my way. And maybe I didn't like people with red hair 10 years ago, but now I can't get enough of red hair people. Maybe that's what's changing for you. Maybe you find yourself connected to a hot fire sign with red hair, you know, a Viking. You never know, right? So you've changed is what I'm seeing here, and you're consistently changing. And God knows that you want the relationship. You want a relationship, but you're going through the transformation and you're getting closer to this relationship that looks like is trying to manifest for you sooner, not later. 10 of Cups. Focus on the end game. If you guys are manifestors, that's what that means. Keep your eye on the prize and don't get stuck on anything that's an illusion. All right. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out with me. All right. Pisces, we made it. Getting you a really good shuffle. All right, Pisces, the next biggest thing coming into your life. All right, you have the Ace of Pentacles. All right, so like something's trying to come into your life. All right, this is definitely a season of, that's the new moon, Taurus. You planted some seeds. You talked to yourself. You said some things. You said what you wanted. You told somebody what you wanted, or you just began a new journey, a new job. You know, you're starting out, you're starting off. You know, you're getting in the car, you just put the keys in the ignition, and you know, it feels good. It feels okay. It feels like, you know, I've gone through some stuff, and you know, I'm ready to pack up and take this new opportunity and see where it takes me. Right now, it could be definitely the aces bring in a new opportunities. That's always the first thing. Like, you know, God's trying to show you, you know, here's a doorway, here's a doorway. Don't tell me I'm not trying. I'm trying to show you, I'm trying to direct you, but you keep saying no, 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 I want this, right? And but the doors are there, you know, and the 10 of Wands is underneath that. So it looks like it's time to, if something's been too hard, if something's been too difficult, it's time to try a new direction. All right, let's see. Let me get the death card for you. All right. Now, the water signs right now, I did your readings yesterday, and they were amazing. And it really is showing this is a great time for love. Great time to really feel seen and connected, and connecting with the right people. And if things have just been too tough or too difficult or too heavy, or something has tried to end, or you need to end something, the death card is like, you know, the transformation, the death has already happened. It's up to you when you're ready to let go of something or move on from something. And maybe some of you have already said, nope, I'm good, I'm done. I severed ties, I did that. I know, I see the answers. I'm ready for something new. So you can see the rebirth that's trying to come into your life. You know, and this is going to start, you know, not just this week, but the next chapter, the next year, the next, you know, the next part of your life is going to change. This is a whole new, like the weight is lifted with that 10 of Wands, right? It's no longer as heavy anymore, as difficult. I've got the 5 of Cups of what's shifting. Look at this grief leaving your life, right? Not feeling seen or supported in a relationship, not feeling like, always feeling disappointed with what you get, you know, or not feeling happy with what you were left with. Somebody always leaves you with the emotional baggage, not baggage, but the emotional leftovers. They leave, it's fine. You can deal with the processing, right? You may hang on to relationships too long in hopes that you can fix it, and it weighs on you, and then you end up beating yourself up because you know you should have ended something or left something or let something go sooner than you did. That's the part of this card, Scorpio energy, that I dislike, because you know, I do that. It's like I can end something and take 2 years to process, even though I ended something. I knew it wasn't good, but yet it takes me forever to stop blaming myself or beating myself up or being disappointed in how something turned out. And that seems to be something that's trying to change for you. You've had enough of that energy. You've learned, you've transformed, and you changed. So now we're moving forward for a new start in our life. And this week could be, you know, I feel like the Page of Swords here is showing some communication with people. It's one of the, again, the energy right now is one of the best times to start conversations with people, you know, start something up with somebody new, ask some questions, show some interest. Somebody may be showing interest in you. Somebody may be trying to show interest in you, but you're not seeing it. right? You're not aware that they're saying, hey, hello, I'm here. All right. So I am seeing communication, and it could be a very new connection, somebody that is just trying to get your attention. And I see the Hierophant here for you too. And I just feel like some of you may be connected or just getting out of a relationship, or just feeling like you're always getting stuck with people that don't want to commit. You're being asked right now to just kind of be playful in the moment and get to know people and talk to people and not get emotionally connected with people too quickly. You want to make sure people are showing their true colors to you this week. You want to make sure people are being authentic and real about their intentions when it comes to commitment. You know, you're being asked here to show up and to communicate and to be, open to conversation with people. But at the same time, don't dismiss any red flags if somebody does not have or share the same values as you. Because this is going to be getting in that trap that you got in before, where it was every time I get let down, but I'm connecting with people who don't always commit to what they say. They don't commit to what they do. Now that's trying to change for you, but it doesn't mean that people are still not going to show up for you this way this week. And if somebody just feels pressured by commitment and you bring it up and you ask questions about commitment and somebody, dilly-dallies around it, or, tries to shrug it off a little bit, that's you got to stop there. Because this is the time period of calling in some true love with this Ace of Pentacles. Now, that's not to say that it's somebody that you're waiting for a response and you're thinking you're going to be disappointed. They don't come in and that they're not truly, ready for commitment. But you got to test that. You got to check that, because the Eighth says the opportunity is there. But where it's going and the outcome isn't determined yet. Anything else for you? I have the Lover's card. Lover's card is an advice card, can be very difficult because desire takes over, love takes over. And a lot of people will say, well, I desire, I love, it feels right. But if you have the Hierophant here in this position, we wanted to come out in reverse. It's, I will take you no matter what. But which also says, no matter what you do, I'm the one that's dealing with the disappointment all the time and being let down. Because love and desire is fine, but without the support and the commitment and the loyalty, you'll keep getting that love, that feeling of the connection, but you'll keep accepting less and less and less and less until finally at some point you just let down and you get into this point of, why did I do that again? All right. So you are being asked to use discernment and make the right choices this week when it comes to relationships. So this is telling me that there's potential for somebody to return, but also somebody trying to come into your life. And you just want to make sure that this person here is the one that's worthy of your loyalty. And that's what I have for you. I have Taurus, Gemini, strong Gemini, but I also could be Aquarius, Libra too as well, and Scorpio energy for you. All right. I love you guys. Thank you for being here. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe when I am done, when I shut it off. And tomorrow, I will be in membership, but I don't know. I haven't been able to, because I record and I do readings on Thursdays, so I haven't been able to go live. So if I don't, I'll see you Friday. Friday, I will do another weekend love reading, and maybe I'll do the Aries through Pisces portion with that one too. So thank you everybody, and I made it. Well, it's 2:07, but see you later.